Hey everyone, and welcome to the Blue Bridge. And today I'm going to be doing my thoughts. It's not going to be a review because it's a bit late for a review, but my thoughts on our 1-1 draw against Nottingham Forest. And I'm going to be highlighting 2 or 3 key points that came out of the match. So let's get into it. So in my preview video, I said we were facing our first test of the season against a low block team, because Nottingham Forest are an organised team, strong in defence, and they've got a couple of good centre backs. I did mention Milinkovic, who was very good. Murillo is the other guy, the Brazilian, and they defend, especially in the first half. They frustrated us, and we just couldn't get any chances away. But we did manage to have one chance in that first half, the Madueke cut back to Cole. Great play by our former player Honorena, who prevented it, took the sting out of the shot. But you know, Nottingham Forest did ride their luck, just like they did against Liverpool. And it's the goalkeeper Sells again, where the ball could have gone anywhere. It came off his back, but this time it didn't roll over the line. It stayed on the line. And sometimes when you are a team like Forest, you are going to come to defend, you need to have a bit of luck, and you need your goalkeeper in good form. So that's what happened on Saturday. Their goalkeeper was yesterday. Their goalkeeper was in top-notch form, and they rode their luck a bit. And these things happen. So I don't think, a lot of our fan base, I don't know what they're expecting. Are they expecting us to be winning every week? Okay, Forest is a team that really we should be trying to beat, but Forest's record away from home is better than at home. Did mention the fact that they beat Liverpool, who are top of the league, so and they've only lost 1 game all season. So it's not as if we're looking at Nottingham Forest and saying, these are the teams that we should be beating. And they're going to be giving a lot of teams problems this season with the way they defend. But it also calls, as I said, for the goalkeeper to be on top of their form. So even if someone like Arsenal go there and get a result, maybe it could be an off day by their goalkeeper, but their goalkeeper was just outstanding yesterday, and he made some top-notch saves. First point I want to tackle, though, is the Nottingham Forest tactics. And I applaud them. They did, as I said, they're not going to come and open up. And their aim is to, first of all, sustain the division, because they've been flirting with relegation for a couple of seasons, but they want to build a platform so they can move up to the top half of the table. So Nuno Espirito Santos, he's very good at organising a defence. We saw that when he was at Wolverhampton Wanderers. But it's the dark arts and things that I want to concentrate on. And they were doing a lot of time wasting from minute 1 through to minute 90. They were wasting time, and they were feigning injuries and all sorts. So just breaking up the play, which I said, if they can get away with it, then fair play to them. But for me, I think the referee needs to do a bit more. And it's to stamp down these things early doors, because if it kind of ruins the game. And it allows these teams to kind of get away with these dark arts of the game, and especially the injury thing. Because when I feel last season they did this, but I'm not sure they're not doing it again this season. Where if a player is injured, he has to go off the pitch for 2 or 3 minutes before he can come back on. I'll go one step further. You should go off for the length of time you're feigning injury. So if you're off, 2 minutes, if the clock's been stopped for 2 minutes, then you're not coming on for 2 minutes. If you're down for 3 minutes, then you're going to stay off for 3 minutes, and you're not coming on for 3 minutes. That will stop all this feigning of injuries, because they're just going down every minute to break up play. So even if you go down and it's only for half a minute, you still go off for a minimum of 1 to 2 minutes. Because if you're too injured, then just give you some time to recuperate on the bench for a couple of minutes, so you can come back fully fit. So hopefully that will stop all this feigning of injuries, etc. And what is to stop them from, if you're the figures, goalkeepers know they're not going to get a yellow card for the they get booked obviously after after probably 3 or 4 attempts at time wasting. But they know that once they get booked, they're not going to get booked again. Referees need to be braver and start sending players off if they're continually wasting time. And for the second time, I remember it's one rule for us and another rule for someone else. I think one time one of our goalkeeper got booked on his foot. He wasn't even wasting time. Just within the first half, he held onto the ball for too long and he gave him a ticket straight away. The Forest goalkeeper 2 or 3 times before he gave him a card, and even in extra time as well, he was still wasting time. But they don't send them off. They're not brave enough to send them off. And going on to the injury time as well, you know, okay, the referee did add on a lot of time, 14 minutes, which 13 minutes, which was probably the right thing to do. But Forest were still wasting time in those 13 minutes. So you stop the clock and you add on a couple more extra minutes. I don't think we went beyond the 13 minutes. So just things like that, which should stop teams from spoiling the game and just slowing it down. But as I said, Forest, I'm not criticising Forest. They came with a game plan. It's up to us to be able to break them down. So, goes on to my other point. I think with us, don't get me wrong, first half we just struggled and we're getting frustrated. But in the second half, we created more than enough chances to win that game. Forest could have won it as well, but they, 2 brilliant saves by Sanchez. But we did more to win that game in the second half, and we created chance after chance after chance. As I said, once again, it takes an outstanding display from an opposition goalkeeper to thwart us. So it's still progress, because last year we lose that game. We'd have got frustrated. They scored that goal on the counter. We're not coming back. So we are showing improvements, and it's not going to work out for us every game. But the fact that we were knocking at the door, trying and getting these chances, it does show signs of improvement. But for me, that's why I did want a different profile to Nicholas Jackson. I'm not knocking Nicholas Jackson, but we need somebody like Oshim. I said Oshimen, strong in the air, brilliant in the air. Sesko, brilliant in the air. Guy Chorus, I'm not sure how good he is in the air, but we do need a different when these tight defences are there, if we can, we're getting the crosses in, because we're trying to play through them, but they're not giving us any spaces to play through them. We need that option of a target man, a bully. It was Diego Costa's birthday yesterday, I think, or was it today? And somebody like him. I remember a game against West Bromwich Albion in our title-winning season under Conte, where they were stubborn. We couldn't break them down. He just one piece of magic by Costa, a bit of skill, bit of strength, banged the ball into the top corner. So when these games are tight games, we need somebody who's going to be that difference maker up front. And I think that's what Oshman will give you, because you could throw those balls into the air, and he hangs in the air. He's brilliant in the air. Sesko is another one. As I said, he's really good in aerial, strong players who can make that difference when it comes to tight defences. So I think had we had like an elite striker, I'm not saying Jackson's not good, he's good, but I wouldn't put him in the elite category, then that could prove to be the difference maker in games such as this. Final point I want to address is a Noni Madueke situation, because Noni Madueke has been getting a lot of stick. I was critical of him last week. We're saying that he was, or the last 2 weeks actually, where he's making the wrong decisions. But I'm sorry, that's just a narrative now that people when they look at games, you've got to look at them objectively. Just because he did it the week before and the week before that, this week he wasn't greedy. All the options, every time he shot, there was no other options. I'm critical of him if he takes the wrong option. If there's someone in a better position to get the shot away, and he decides to take the shot, then I say, look, he could have made a better decision. But the shots that he did take yesterday, they were all shots where there was no other option. There was no better option. So the best option was to shoot. And the one there that I spoke about in the first half, he did take the right option when he cut it back to Cole Palmer, when Cole Palmer nearly scored. And he got his rewards with a goal as well. Cut in, scored that goal. And so come on, guys, we've got to be fair with our criticism. So yesterday, I don't think he did anything wrong in his decision making. So I actually thought he had a decent game. He was trying to take on the defenders all the time, going one way and going the other. He's given and in tight games like that, you need your wingers to try and take the initiative. So I thought him and Sanchez did okay when they're on. And just going back to that striker situation, where I see that Duran's signed a new contract at Aston Villa. That Omorodian, he's scoring goals for fun at Sevilla. But we went for a luxury player. It doesn't offer us anything within the team that we've got at the moment. In João Felix, he's another, as I mentioned, when he's a guy, he's pleasing on the ice sometimes, but he frustrates. Yesterday, great chance. He should have buried that header. He headed it wide. And somebody like a Duran, as we bought a Duran, that's off the table now, what he can offer, he's strong in the air as well, but there's long shots as well. When you're playing against stubborn defences, if you can get someone who can hit the ball cleanly, a good striker of the ball, sometimes, and I don't think we don't score a lot of goals outside the box these days. So he's a pure striker of the ball. So even things like that, someone who can just knock the ball in from range, and so he's a difference maker as well, Duran. But as I said, our fan base didn't want him, and see what he's offering now. So trust the scouts, guys, because we think we know the better than them, but it's proven that we don't. So anyway, what are your thoughts about the match in general, and about some of the comments that I've made? Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Stick your comments in the section below, and don't forget, like, subscribe, turn on post notifications to be notified every time I make a new video. So take care. Bye-bye.